What's going on, guys? Welcome back. In this video I'm going to be comparing Bangkok and Kuala Lumpur and find out which one is a better destination for you. In this video I'm going to be covering getting into the city, cost of the city, general cost of city, food, going out, transportation, just general cost, benefits of the city, which one is probably better suited as far as English speaking people, getting around the city, transportation, food obviously, and nightlife. So we got Bangkok and Kuala Lumpur. So Bangkok is the capital of Thailand, and you got Kuala Lumpur, which is the capital of Malaysia. So you got Thailand right here, and Malaysia is right underneath Thailand. Two wonderful destinations in Asia and Southeast Asia, and two destinations that it's a must visit. I mean, if you love Asia, you love exploring Asia, you gotta visit these two locations. But these two locations are very similar, very close, but kind of different. They got a lot of similarities, but they're pretty different in many aspects. So getting into Bangkok, obviously you're flying into Bangkok International Airport. There's two airports, but the international one is main international one with all the flights coming from overseas. It's about an hour drive into the city, into downtown Bangkok. Then you got Kuala Lumpur, which is there's one international airport. There's two airports, but there's one international airport, and it's about an hour 20-minute drive from the city center. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Oh, and hit that like button too. Getting from both airports is my suggestion is getting pre-pickup. So basically booking a pre-pickup where you got a driver waiting for you and picking you up from the airport, especially depending what time. KL seems to be more, getting into KL seems to be more early mornings and afternoon coming from Europe, especially from London. And Bangkok, it varies. You can come in very early in the morning, afternoon, or at night. So it depends on your flight, but there's a lot more flights going into Bangkok than there is going into KL. So if you're trying to figure out a first destination and something that's really easy to get to, Bangkok will be a better bet because there's a lot more direct flights from Europe and from around the world going into Bangkok. Bangkok is more of a hub as far as airport location, probably the best hub as far in all of Asia. Cost of the city, I mean, both cities are pretty similar, but let's say we're talking about drinks, food, getting around, taxis. Again, too, I would not recommend hiring a car or a bike, like a scooter, around both cities, because both cities can get very busy, very high in traffic. Bangkok's a lot more busy, a lot more chaotic, but KL is just as bad. So getting around, I would say getting Ubers, Bolt. So in Bangkok is a little better because you have a little bit more options as far as cabs or taxis. So you got Bolt, you got a taxi service, which is a random taxis. Then you got Grab. So you got three of those. Whereas in KL, you only have Grab. So you only have one option. I mean, Grab is just as good as Uber and Bolt, but you only have one option. And both cities are pretty big, but Bangkok is a lot bigger city, in my opinion, and it's a little tougher to get around the city. KL, again, if there's no traffic, I mean, there's a lot of traffic, but if there's no traffic, it's very easy to get around. But if there is traffic, a 10-minute, 15-minute trip can take you an hour. But again, I went on several 40, 50-minute trips, and it was only like 2, 3 to 5 pounds max. Whereas you pay a little bit more going from depending on where you're in city in Bangkok. So I would say transportation is a lot cheaper, but Bangkok has a better underground system. So if you're into train, there's got amazing train system. So Bangkok's better wise. So if you wanted to get the public transport like buses and trains specifically, Bangkok has a great train system around the city. So realistically, if you don't want to take taxis, you want to take like trains, Bangkok beats KL. Also food, drinks and stuff like KL is cheaper. It's a cheaper city. It's a cheaper city to live. If you want to go base it somewhere in Asia for a long period of time, it's a lot cheaper to base yourself in KL than it is in Bangkok. For instance, staying in KLCC, in a nice apartment will run you between, I'm talking about pounds now because I live in London, will cost you anything between 300 to 500 pounds in a really, I'm talking about luxury apartment, right, per month, all bills included. Whereas in Bangkok will run you about 300 all the way to probably about 700 a month. Also luxury, both in two good areas, right? So let's say KLCC, you can live in KLCC, which is the center, means Kuala Lumpur city center, or you can live in Bangkok in like Sukhumvit. Sukhumvit is the nicest area. It's the nicest area for everything in Bangkok. So these are the two main areas, and as you can see, KL is a lot cheaper to live, especially to stay, especially if you're thinking long term, like a month or plus. So definitely KL is cheaper. Benefits of the city, I mean, both cities got amazing benefits, but again, I'm leaning to Bangkok because Bangkok for me has so much more to offer. You got your street markets, you got nightlife. I mean nightlife catering for all genres and all races of people. Amazing food. The food beats Malaysia, even though the food in Malaysia and KL is very good. But again, I love Thai food. Thai food's number one for me. So food, again, nightlife, of course. Entertainment, there's a lot, for me, there's a lot more things to do in Bangkok than it is in KL. There's a lot more to see and do, like loads of temples. I mean, there's temples in KL as well. I mean, there's lots to do in KL as well. But again, too, let's say if I had 4 days and I wanted to do a bunch of different things, Bangkok will win hands down, because in 4 days I can do so many things. In KL, in 2 days I can do everything. See what I'm saying? So there's a lot more options in Bangkok than there is KL. English speaking. As far as like, you know, like Europe, if you're coming from England, America, and you want to figure out where's the best place where obviously you can speak to the locals and people will understand you, this is great because both countries majority speak English. A lot of the locals speak English, so English is great. As a matter of fact, I think in Malaysia they speak better English, right? Because you know Malaysia is connected to Singapore. Pretty much everyone speaks English in Singapore, so Malaysians are very great at speaking English. So most people speak. I went to 3 different parts of Malaysia, KL, Penang, and Langkawi, and I had no issues with people speaking English. The customer service, people in restaurants, bars, just on the street, you know, getting street food, everybody spoke English that I met. So English speaking is great. Again, in Thailand, depending where you go, like if you go to Chiang Mai, which is north for Thailand, you might struggle a little bit. But in Bangkok, everybody pretty much speaks English. As far as English speaking, Malaysia wins slightly. Getting around the city, again, city, I talked a bit slightly in the benefits of the city, but getting around the city, I would say Bangkok's easier to get around because you have taxis, you have tuk-tuks. You can jump. Now they have scooters where you can jump in the back of a scooter. A guy riding a scooter and he can zip you through the city. Very cheap. Obviously, you got better train systems. So I would say getting around, be able to navigate a city very easy. Bangkok is a lot easier to navigate because there's many options of transportation. Whereas KL's got good transportation, but it's not as many options. You got the train system. You got obviously taxis. I didn't see any tuk-tuks or scooters. You probably can, but Bangkok has a lot more options to get around the city. So of course Bangkok is better to navigate. So again, if it's first time in Asia, and you want to do stuff, see stuff, and you want to be able to get around easily, I would say Bangkok. Food, and this is a tough one because I love Asian food, period. But again, too, I'm a little bit biased because Thai food is literally my number one Asian food. So I'm always kind of going to lean to Thai food. Again, too, if you like spices, if you like a variation, if you like lots of meat, different variations of meat, good street food, if you like street food, then that's all leaning to Thailand. Again, too, don't get me wrong. I went to Chinatown. I had some amazing street food. I think it was probably better than Thai street food, in my opinion, in Malaysia, in Chinatown. So street food is great there. So I'm saying food is very good. So if Thai is number one, Malaysia food would be 2A, right? So it's very close. Both are very spicy. I think Thai food is a little bit spicier. And for me, Thai food just got a little bit more selection of food that I like. But Malaysia is great because Malaysia has a mesh of Indian, Chinese, a mesh fusion. Right, so you can go to some places where it's more Chinese, you can go to some places where it's more Indian. So the food is very mesh. It's like a fusion, which is good, which is great. So you have a lot of options. So as far as diversity, I would say Malaysia has a lot more diverse food, way more different options, a little bit more westernized as well. So if you want a little bit of diversity and different types of food, Malaysia is a better bet as far as food. Quality of food, for me, Thailand, because I love Thai food again. But I would say Malaysia has better range or different types of food, so you can, whatever you might want as far as Asia, they would have it in different places. So yeah, KL food in both places is amazing. You cannot go wrong in both places. Nightlife on both places, KL, Bangkok, both got amazing nightlife. But KL's nightlife is not very spread out. So in particular areas in the city, a little bit spread out here and there. But Bangkok has way much to offer. So if you're a nightlifer, party goer, Bangkok, no doubt. And I'm talking about if you like hip hop, you like rock, you like salsa, you like whatever kind of music, reggae, whatever kind of music, Bangkok has somewhere for you to go. Trust me. So if you into nightlife, and you definitely want to go somewhere in Asia where there's going to be things to do in the daytime and things to do at night, Bangkok hands down, because it beats Kuala Lumpur. Kuala Lumpur is great nightlife, lots of clubs, lots of places you can go, rooftops. But I mean, Bangkok has your fancy clubs, it has your rooftops, it has your chill places, it has Sukhum Vic. Sukhum Vic is more of where the foreigners go, some locals go, but it's spread out in one area where it caters to all different types of genres of music. You know what I mean? So you got, and of course, rooftops. I mean, you got some of the best rooftops in all of Asia in Bangkok. So I think nightlife hands down goes to Bangkok. Again, a lot of crazy stuff happens in Bangkok as well, but also in Kuala Lumpur. But so be careful. But hands down, the nightlife in Bangkok is always great. I've never been to Bangkok. I've been to Bangkok several times, and I've never been, one time I've been to Bangkok and I was like, oh, this is kind of boring. It's always been great. So in conclusion, both cities, you got Bangkok, Kuala Lumpur, capital of Asia, you got Bangkok in Thailand. Both are amazing choices. But again, if it's your first time in Asia and you want to you have both options and you want to go somewhere where you can have an all-around amazing time, again, for both, if you're against, like, you know, pollution and super busy, packed, chaotic cities, then probably neither one of these is gonna be good for you. But again, you have to expect that in Asia. But I'm saying if you want to experience Asia for the first time, you want good food, nightlife, you want things to do in the daytime, you want temples, you want to do tourist stuff, you want a cheap city with lots to do, you want people that speak English, and then I would say go to Bangkok and first. But again, too, if you want a cheaper version and it just more in the middle where it's not too crazy, not too much nightlife, more chilled, still stuff to do, and cheaper, then you can go to Kuala Lumpur. Will be a better bet for you. But at the end of the day, either one you choose, I promise you're gonna have an amazing time. If you need any more advice or recommendations for either Bangkok, Kuala Lumpur, just shout me in the comments and just let me know, and just ask away, and I'll be happy to help. I'm pretty familiar with both cities, so both cities are amazing. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so I can bring you more videos like this. My jobs here is I just want to give you amazing people as many recommendations and tips as possible, so when you go to these new places, you can navigate the city or the country easily and efficiently. So till next time, peace.